Run away from dead churches if you don't want to lose your soul at last. Run away from what? Dead churches. What is a dead church? Look at Revelation. I'm reading Revelation chapter 3, verse number 2. Revelation chapter 3, in fact, verse 1, rather. And unto the angel of the church in Sardis write, this thing said he that had the seven spirits of God and the seven stars. I know thy works, that thou hast a name, that thou livest and art dead. This is Jesus calling a church dead church. Dead church is always filled with dead pastors and dead members. How do you know when a church is dead? Listen. When you go to church from month to month, and all they are telling you is 7 ways to prosper, Isaac formula of prosperity, Abraham riches, Abraham blessing, prosperity this, prosperity that. But they are not talking about your soul. They are not telling you the consequences of sin and life after death. They are not reminding you of the coming of Jesus. That church is a dead church. When you have a pastor who is always prophesying to you, always giving you prophecies of success, of breakthrough, of connections, of marriage and all that, but that same pastor will never tell you about heaven. That same pastor will never tell you about hell. That is a dead church being pastored by a dead pastor. You've been in the church for at least even 1 year, and yet you know truthfully that there's nothing new that has happened in your life, that your inner man, there is no real sanctification. It is a sign that you are in a dead church. You have been in a church, you are living in sin, and there is no time the pastor hammers on that sin. It is a sign that you are in a dead church. Any church, any pastor, where they don't hammer against sin, where they don't preach against sin, they only talk about the love of God, but they don't tell you about the wrath of God, that is a dead church and a dead pastor. Any church you are in, any pastor you are under, who will always tell you how merciful God is, but he refused to tell you that the God of mercy is also the God of judgment, that church is a dead church. That pastor is a dead pastor. Any pastor or church you are, where they are interested more in your wallet, in your purse, than your soul, that church is a dead church. You don't belong there. Run away. Run away. Any pastor you are under or church, where every time the pastor is preaching, he's talking about himself. He doesn't talk about Christ. He doesn't point you to Christ. It's a dead church being led by a dead pastor. Understand this, so that you don't miss heaven at last. If you're under a church or a pastor where even when even your conscience is condemning you that what you are putting on is wrong, and that pastor is not talking to you about that indecent dressing that brings your breast out as a woman and the shape of your body and makes you seductive, and is even telling your sister you look nice, that is a dead pastor leading a dead church. Now listen, many churches are like mortuary where sinners are being embalmed, waiting for final burial in hell. Many pastors are gathering people like firewood that will burn in hell. Don't be part of that. Don't allow anybody to mortgage your soul. Any place you go, anytime you go to church, and your pastor is preaching, prophesying, and you are running to throw money, you see people running to drop money on the altar, claiming it, I claim it, I claim it. It's a sign that it's a dead church. The word of God is hammer. Hammer cannot hit you, and you are jumping up. The word of God is sword. Sword cannot be cutting you, and you are jumping up. The word of God is fire. Fire cannot be burning you, and you are clapping and saying, I claim it. No, they are only giving you ear-tickling messages. Any pastor that preaches ear-tickling messages, sugar-coated preachings in order to get you. He is actually preparing you for hell. Run from dead churches. Please like, comment, and share, and follow me. God bless you. Once again, run away from dead churches and dead pastors. They are only after your whatever you have. They are not after your soul. Can I ask you a question? When last did your pastor or leader call you to ask you how you are doing, how you are growing in your spiritual life? When last did he begin to question you to know how you are living the life of Christ? And when